vibe, I ain't gotta preach. I just do what comes natural. 5-star, everything I see. Live lives, no apology. Take charge, no one can compete. I just do what comes natural.
We're back, y'all.
Don't miss your chance to laugh with Big Mama. You know I got something to say, and it's gonna make you laugh and think. 'Cause see, life, it's like gumbo. Messy, spicy. But baby, if you stir it right, whoo, it's good for the soul.
Big Mama stay dropping gem, but this season, we're turning the whole court upside down.
We've got guests, games, real talk, sports mom style.
Season 4, it's live, it's us, and baby, we just getting started.
Season 4, oh, it's bold, it's real, and trust me, we're taking it there.
Season 4, it's live, it's us, and
we got something to say.
We talk some sports?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right, switching gears. Back to school also means back to sports. And for parents and athletes, this means sacrifices, lessons learned, and memorable triumph. So a group of sports moms started the show, Can We Talk Sports, to have honest conversations, humor, and share their journey on raising young athletes. And you bring all of your different experiences to the forefront. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the conversations that you have?
We talk about the do's and the don'ts when it comes to referees. That was our favorite topic.
Oh, yes, I bet that is.
That one was a good one. We've had some
because the parents, honestly, often they're the ones that are misbehaving the most.
They see that they're relatable stories that they was like, oh, okay, I experienced that too.
So what do you think actually is some of the biggest challenges that parents of sports, of athletes are facing?
Balance. Set some boundaries and enjoy the journey.
So to have that community is so important. Now, Sonia, people know you as Big Mama. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey, you guys, what's up? Let me get this right. Let's get us looking good. What's up, you guys?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi. Good. Welcome to another episode of Can We Talk Sports? I just have to exhale because last week was life-changing to a lot of people. And so we finna get in the know. We finna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the do's, the don'ts, the emotional part, the laughter. We're gonna talk about it all. Okay, you guys. So right. I am Karen Reese. I am one of the founders of Can We Talk Sports. I am a community person. I live here in DeSoto, Texas, and I'm all about supporting our kids in our community and offering a solution instead of a problem to what's going on in our community. And I just love sports. Got into it a long time ago and haven't been able to get away from it.
Hey, y'all, this is Big Mama here. Listen, I already know I'm about to cry and laugh tonight because these draft moments are real. But before we get started, go ahead and like and share and follow Can't We Talk Sports on Facebook and YouTube. Drop your team in the comments.
And hey, everybody, it's your girl, Nina Shea, aka Mama Bear. And I do my little thing on the Mama Bear podcast, but I'm always happy to join the women on Can We Talk Sports to talk about everything that really just, means so much to us as mamas and sports moms, former sports moms. And yes, I'm excited because this weekend I shed some tears and I just it was amazing. It was just really amazing. It's always great to see these boys make it to the NFL, and we know the journey, so I am here for it.
Yes. And you know what? I really, I've been praying for some families, because there were some families that were waiting on a call. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel for those families. I feel for those moms who are continuously trying to encourage their child to, okay, keep your head up. It still can come, still believe. And so I just, my heart goes out to those parents. I mean, I just remember, my heart being heavy just trying to get my son a scholarship, let alone something that's going to change their lives. And so we just definitely want to lift up those families to keep their heads up.
Amen. Amen. And we know a lot of times it's not, how it starts. Sometimes there is that challenge in the beginning, but as mamas, we know that we have to keep positive, we have to keep the faith, and we have to really just help set that tone and just wait on God to do, what he's going to do, because it's not under our control, even though we want it to be sometimes. It really isn't.
Right. Right. What you got, Big Mama?
Oh, I'm total agreement with that. It's all in his hands. What's for you is for you. What I want the moms is to think about their child and their situation, because it is not that God doesn't give us things because of a punishment, but sometimes it requires a maturity. Because if you got it now, what would you do to manage it? So sometimes they have to go through a few more development processes, and not saying that they are not skilled, and not saying that they cannot run the routes and do whatever needs to be done out there. But everything, Ecclesiastes 3:1, everything has a time and a purpose.
Wow.
And if you commit to believe that, even us, we would ease through this thing called life. Just Cook and say, what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about the draft. We're encouraging the parents that are still waiting to see, am I going to get to a mini camp, or what's going to happen with my son? Am I going to be a free agent? So we're talking about the draft. We're going to talk about some of those moments of hearing, Mama, you don't ever have to work again. I heard one of them say that, tell their mother that. We're going to look at some fashion, and we're just going to talk about some of those moments that you see the most authentic, the authenticity of that player is in that moment. I think that's what we'll. So that's what we're talking about, Cook.
All right. So I've watched the draft on TV, and and I'll see it. I'm like, oh, that looks like fun. So at the last minute, I was like, I want to go to the draft. I want to be a part of the experience. So I got my little ticket, and I went to Pittsburgh, and
yay.
It was a great experience. I saw memories or legacies or traditions. So I saw families, with the kids, and I was like, okay, this will be a really nice tradition that you can kind of have for your family, because usually the stuff to get into the draft is free. So you just matter a QR code and you can sign up. So when we got there, it was free to be able to walk around. But of course, there are vendors and things. You had parking. One thing about Pittsburgh is downtown. So anytime you're doing downtown, parking is hard or is very expensive. So just around the stadium, it was like $100 just to park.
Wow.
And so if you didn't have that money, you had to walk, a mile or two, and it got a little cheaper. And so that was one of the things. And so, of course, if you're out of shape, you was breathing hard. So you got there. So, but still the excitement kind of kept you going. And so when I walked through it and saw the people, you have the people who really dress up, the real fans, you know what I'm saying, that got the makeup and they're die hard, you know what I'm saying? Because those people, the teams look for those people. They get special places in the draft because they are diehard fans. And so, and then you had places where you could take a picture with their helmet or take a picture with their jersey. And, it was just laughter and fun. So I do have a couple videos I just want to share. I did also got a chance to meet some people. I was like, Lord, okay. Who am I going to meet? Who do you want to meet? Order my steps. So on the airplane at the airport, I got a chance to meet Channing Crowder and Fred Taylor, and they're part of the Pivot podcast. And I'm just like, okay, it's starting, y'all. It's starting. So, of course, I'm going to welcome, hey, I got the first Sports Mom talk show, and I need y'all to come and be and salute us. I said, we're doing it live. I need y'all to come and sign off on us. And they took pictures. And of course, I'm saying, how much does it cost? Because usually when you're in those spaces, it costs. And so Mr. Taylor's like, well, it's not necessarily about cost. It's about sponsorship. I'm like, okay, who would want to sponsor that event? So, of course, I got his email. So y'all stay tuned because we might be partnering with Pivot Podcast. So that will be great for our season. So that was the start out. So, okay, if I'm starting off like that, the runway is going up. If I'm sorry. And so in the end, I got a chance to meet Jerome Bettis. Yes. Yeah, I got to meet him. And I got a chance to meet Ezekiel Elliott's father. Got a chance to get his phone number. He might be our keynote speaker for our conference. Got a chance to meet the NFL dads that we had on the show. Alarm going on.
Not my boo.
Right. And so it was wonderful. And another thing they had family night. For the NFL. There was somebody out there, she connected with the NFL, and it was like they never do anything for family. So they had an event that was family night. And so, people our age, we were up grooving, dancing. We wasn't waiting on nobody to ask us to dance. We were on the floor and they was playing the music and we were grooving. We had a really good time. And so I only dreamed and visioned and I spoke it. I said, we need a Sports Mom tent. We need a whole venue of having where Sports Mom come check in. You got everybody else. You got the beer and all the different people passing. Where is the Sports Mom tent? Vendor. So I'm speaking that into existence that one day we're going to have one, whether we on the streets, you know what I'm saying? They're passing by to get to the stadium. They're going to pass by us, or we're going to be a vendor inside with everybody else.
Wow.
There needs to be a check-in for Sports Mom. So real quick, I'm just going to share a couple videos of my experience of being there. So, of course, let me go. I'm going to do this one first, you guys.
But you want to be bad, just... Always told me, be careful what you do.
Okay, and then I got one more.
There was a lot of pictures.
Purchase your tracks today.
So that's just a little snapshot of what I experienced in the draft. And I think it's something that everybody should at least do once.
Absolutely. Looked like a fun time. And Jerome Bettis looks good. He's aged nicely.
Yes,
I
very.
love it. I love it.
Yes, yes. Okay, who's next?
Well, I was just thinking about what you said about the family setup. The young lady that had the hat with all of the design and everything, was that the one that was kind of in charge of like coordinating a family, you know?
No, you know who she is? She's actually an admin over a Facebook page that's called Black Women Love
Of
Sports
sports.
or Love Football. And so
Okay.
I got to meet her. And so we are going to be partnering and maybe doing something in LA for the Super Bowl.
Wonderful. Well, I got from watching the draft this past weekend that it really did feel like it was a family win. You know what I mean? Like a family celebration. Everybody deserved to be there, to be, part of it, to have their moment to shine because, like the athletes don't just get to this place by themselves. So I'd love seeing all the families. I love seeing the aunties, the little brothers and sisters and the moms and the dads, just all kind of out there just celebrating and relishing in this moment because this was beautiful. It really was beautiful. And I was paying attention to the styles. I wanted to see what everybody was wearing. And it was a great time. I've never been, but I look forward to being there this coming season because they're going to be in LA. So they're going to be right around the corner. So yeah. Well,
So is there
I'm
show
going to be here. That's the Super Bowl. I'm already in the Super Bowl mode.
Right.
Yeah.
So is there a particular picture you want me to go ahead and start showing?
Oh, well, you know what? If you want to kind of show them all and we can stop. But actually, okay, so let me just talk about what I was noticing. First of all, like I said, it seemed like it was a beautiful family affair celebrating all of the players that got a chance to make it to the draft. But I love the fact that the trend that I was seeing with everybody, the way that they dressed and the way that they carried themselves was just like a really modern elegance. I saw like the moms were all dressed with their beautiful gowns. They had sequins, they had beautiful suits, beautiful dresses. Everything was really like we are here. We're here to celebrate in class, and just kind of honor traditions and things like that. I really did like that. So I had some favorites that just really did it for me when it came to their outfits. And I guess we could start with one of my favorites of the entire draft weekend, especially on the red carpet. And that was that young man that you had up there, Caden McDonald. I love Caden McDonald for the amazing personality that he has and just the way he's represented. And I'm so proud of him. He went in the second round, number 36. And I had been talking to his mom prior to draft day. And then afterwards, we got a chance to interview her and was just really excited. But I loved what he did with his outfit. He really went there. He went to a guy by the name of Brian Alexander Bespoke. He's pretty popular with all of the NFL players. And he got a suit that was made for him. His suit he was suited and booted, as they say. So he had this beautiful like eggplant suit and every detail, like he left nothing like unattended to. So I love what you see right there. Was a lot of times you see the boys always have the pictures that represent like their family members and just pictures of them growing up. Inside his coat jacket, he had the words uncommon favor stitched inside his jacket. And what he said that meant to him was greatness cannot be explained and doors only God can open. And he said that he got that from Coach Don Staley's book. And I was just really impressed, and just knowing his story, I know what that meant for him. Just coming into the draft, and then looking at everything else. He did a little video himself, and the gentleman who did his suit did everything, like had his nickname on his tie, on the cuff. He just really he did it really nicely. It was just very classy, and I truly appreciated that. Now, I don't know if you have that shot coming up soon, but I actually want to speak to his mom, because it was a family shot, and the family shot was just beautiful. His mother had, that is her right there. That's Christy Green. And she just looked beautiful. Look at her. Doesn't she look great?
Yes,
I mean, I
classy.
love that. That was elegant style right there. She had like a one piece on. It looks like a one piece. It could have been two pieces, but I love just like the beautiful feminine touch. It had that beautiful cowl neck, and she had sequins going. So she was looking like she was there to celebrate, but not too much, and not too understated, as she should not be, because mamas deserve their moment. But she just looked beautiful, and look at them, how happy and just sophisticated they looked. I really appreciated that. So she had one of my favorite outfits on as a mom. And then I really loved the twist with Caleb Down and his family. They all had on suits, even the mama.
Yes, we did.
I love what that was, just a nice twist that you weren't expecting. And look at that. They just all looked so good. Again, it's that family vibe. Like, we support each other. We were intentional in, just kind of representing our family, what we've been through, with our son getting to this point. And she looked cute. I liked her suit.
Yeah,
And there's nothing like a beautiful suit. And she wore it well. And Caleb looked great. I'm so happy for him. He also went in the first round, and I believe he went to the Cowboys, right? So yeah, I'm so just really excited for him, and his father looks great. That was a great look, and that was a great family moment on the runway, just to kind of say, hey, we're here, we're representing, and we're thrilled for our son. So I love that. And then there was like the tradition, Samoans, Polynesian people, they always celebrate, and they are going to represent their family, their values, their traditions. And I just love this jacket. This was amazing. This is Francis Margoa. Mayanoa. Please forgive me if I'm not saying it right, but I'm so happy for him and his family. And look how he represented. I love, like, the jacket has everything from his homeland, everything that really means something to him culturally. It's a beautiful design. And then the front it was black. And so I like that twist. It was just not all done in that way. You kind of got like a little bit of that classic style in the front, and then he represented on the back. So that was beautiful. I really did like that. And I was so happy for him. He was another guy that I believe he went in the first round too. And so, he represented, and I was happy to see his family. They were all dressed in their garb too. But there were many. I don't know how much time we have, but there were a lot that okay. Right.
Oh, I love that.
This young man right here, that would be my second favorite, or maybe like neck and neck with Caden. But this is just, I love this look right here. So this is Mansour Delane. He was a first round pick going to Kansas City Chiefs, which is another one of my favorite teams. But look at how he was it was a modern, tailored, elegance. And it was like a soft rose mauve color. It was really nice. It was like a nice mix. It wasn't like too macho, but then it wasn't, that little softness really did suit him well. And I just love how he paired it with the Mandarin collared top, which was a little different, but it just kind of brought everything together. Not a whole lot of bling, like the suit stood out for itself. And he was, he did his thing. I'm trying to tell you. So I love that fit. And, so many people had like beautiful looks throughout the weekend. And I just, again, appreciated the sophistication, the elegance, and the fact that they really, they paid attention to luxury. And with these young men having coming out of college with all of the money that they have, they certainly can buy and wear just about anything that they want. But I feel like they represent it really well because they looked like I'm here. I've been here. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't trying too hard to just look, like sometimes kids do. But I was really happy for them, and I loved what I saw.
Yeah, I like that. It did look very sophisticated.
Yeah.
And it just kind of reminds me the 20s, the 30s. There was never a time that we did not represent in
Right.
dressing.
Right.
I can remember when I was a young girl and we would fly to LA from Louisiana. My parents and I. My mom had on a suit and her little pillbox hat. My dad had on his suit. I had on what we sometimes commonly say my little church clothes and church shoes.
Right.
That's how we flew. And that is how we valued ourselves, to put forth our best and to look our best. And to
Yes.
see these young men to look with that level of stuff. I loved it. Like you said, they walked in the room like we've been here. We belong here in this room. And now you just be surprised at the things that you see people wear to the airport. I was like, my dad would probably be like, what? But I can remember 3-piece suit, all of that.
Yeah.
And just because they were proud people.
Yes.
And that is exactly what I saw. But so Karen, we're looking at it on TV. How did it look to you in person?
A lot of people. This is a crowd. And so, like I said, because I had to walk a long way, I was like, okay, let me just take these quick go pictures because we were actually invited to a watch party. So like we could see it on TV. So, but I wanted to go down there and just experience the crowd. And so it was a lot of people, a lot of news people where you can kind of walk up to interview or ask them, can they interview you? It was just fun. It was just laughter. It was excitement. It was just like, okay, I'm here. And so I didn't even realize how because we didn't even go inside like it looked like on TV, like a sea of people. We didn't even make it there because I just kind of went on the outside of it and took my little pictures and things like that. And then we went to the watch party. But that part was still good. Like I say, it's just something that you want to just do, at least to be able to do it. I can't wait to take my grandkids. It's one thing that you just kind of set these tradition up that your grandkids, every year, Granny took us to the draft. We would go and you had the kids being dressed up in whatever team they was rooting for, whether they even knew the team, they were still dressed up because they followed along with the family. And so it was like good, clean, wholesome fun for
I
the
was
family.
shocked to hear it was free. I thought it would be
other than that parking, because that parking, got you. But other than that, it was free and then a lot of businesses pass out a lot of free stuff. That's the time you can market. Like if you're trying to get a product out and you wanted people to see it, you would pass it out free. So Red Bulls was being passed. All kind of people were passing out free things because that was free marketing. They wanted you to be able to try it.
I have to come look in your stash.
I didn't get any. I got the Red Bull. I brought them. I flew that home. But other than that, that's it. But my whole thing was,
and you don't need
where are we? Right?
No, man.
I'm just like, where are we? Because you had all the different businesses that were there, but nothing that tailored to us as moms. And so those type of things just give me vision of, okay, we need to be here. We're missing out. Where are we? Where's our representation
Yeah, you got to tap
You know,
into it.
and you got to have money to do it. And so that's why I said some people were set up outside the stadium where you parked and walked to the stadium, like they had parking lots that they had converted into a place where you could stay there, watch the draft, eat. I'm like, if that's what we have to do when we start, because of course you probably had to have millions or a lot of money to be on the property where the draft was. You probably had to have a lot of money. But if I can rent out a parking lot and say, Sports Mom, come hang out with me, then that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do until somebody say, you know what, they need a space. And one thing I also found out from the dads is sometimes the draft people, they're intentional as far as separating the dads from the family. Like they were saying a long time ago, they would tell the dads to go on in and only the moms and the dad would walk the red carpet. And they were saying that was intentional to separate the family. And because they wanted the kid not to continue to focus on the voice of the wisdom of the parent. Now you got now you need to be trusting advisors and all these people who are finna come after you. And so it was a way to dismantle the family structure. That's what the dad said. And it's going to be very interesting. That's, and that's what Ezekiel Elliott's father said. And so that's why I'm so glad to add that piece to our conference, even though we say Sports Mom Conference, but our dads are valued and we need to continue to unite the family structure and put people in their proper places. But he was saying that that's the way it was. The dads would go onto the green room and then the moms and the son would walk the red carpet.
I find that interesting because, so many years I watched the draft and they love to show the stories of just how terrible it was. Oh, we didn't have food and single mom. They really love to highlight that. Now, I guess, there's always that, starting from the bottom, now we hear ideology, but
that's not everybody's story.
That's what I was going to say.
I hate when they spotlight it in that manner.
Right. And they do that more than they do show like some of the kids that I know that got drafted or, they went as free agents. They live in, big, beautiful homes. They went to some of the best schools, a 2-parent household. And so, everybody doesn't come from that, where they didn't have guidance, where they were on the street. They, so they do like the highlights. So I was just thinking maybe part of the separation, I don't know, it would be kind of weird and crazy that they would think like that. But it's good.
Look at us today. Everything is strategic.
Yeah.
Us today, even with with the show, if I was talking mess and craziness, I would probably have all kind of people on this show versus just trying to educate people with good information they need for their kids.
Right.
It's this appetite that we have created that's only us. That's the only thing we gonna go viral or share versus just sharing some good old wholesome good knowledge that people need to know. That's why we have to go and say, would you like and share and tag somebody who needs to know this information?
That's true.
So we have to change those narratives.
Yeah. And we, the good thing about us, and I say even the three of us and other people, women that I know, is that we keep the main thing, and that is the family structure and our faith and, who really got us here, and that is God. And I remember you were messaging Big Mama immediately when you saw some of the celebrations of the kids that were really acknowledging God, like, the reason that I am here is because of God. And they weren't embarrassed, not ashamed. And I saw the dance. I was like, wait a minute. I love it.
Yeah.
So look, let me start this off. I'm gonna share the first video that's gonna start us off, and then we'll share some of those videos, Big Mama, for you to kind of talk on. So let me go here first, you guys.
With the first round pick in the 2027 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys elect running back Isaac Brown, Louisville Cardinals.
Let's go! Baby, they are laughing, but Mama is over there speaking those things that are not as though they are. Yes, indeed. She is putting it in the atmosphere.
Okay, Big Mama, which video you want me to come on first?
Give me what you got. We'll just go with it.
Okay.
The Lord said it's gonna be hard, and you have to persevere. Life is not easy. Keep going, boy. You got it. You strong. I promise you, you're so strong. Just keep going. You got it.
Congratulations.
Wow. Well, first of all, Big Mama gonna say, "Who that, baby? Who that?" That's my team, the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
This baby said he was not ashamed of the testimony that he had. He gave it so boldly and he gave it so relevant. This wasn't nothing that was rehearsed, coerced. This was genuine from his heart of what he feels that he heard from God, from God's mouth to his ear. Mm-hmm. He kept telling him, you got it. You keep going. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about it. You keep going regardless of what it looks like. And for him to have that mindset now, we can only look forward to his greatness of what's going to happen with him.
And look, he got picked, but yet he was encouraging those who may be still waiting.
Yeah.
That's it. Keep going. Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And that lets us know about his character, the integrity of who he is. I have it, but I want you to have it too. Mm. So we're not fighting each other. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. I want you to get it just like I have it. Mm-hmm. So I to be a young fella at that age, that really impressed upon my heart for him to be so bold with his testimony about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's the next one.
Jalen, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. We were surprised you're still here, but we're excited to get you, buddy.
I'm so glad you just made the best pick in the draft. I promise you, Coach. I promise you.
I love it. I talked to Coach Beamer this morning, and he raved about you. And I told him if we got a chance, we were going to try and get you today.
Thank you so much.
You got it. You got it. Are you with your family?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, you heard this, buddy. We're excited to get you up here and prove all the doubters wrong. Right?
Yes, sir. 100%. 100%. Right, let's go get it. I promise you, I got you. I promise you, just made the best pick in the draft. I promise you, you ain't gonna regret it at all. I promise you.
With the 167th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Jalen Kilgore. Yeah!
That's a coaching moment.
Oh my goodness. Jalen Kilgore. This was amazing, y'all. Oh my goodness, this was amazing. To listen to the conversation where the coach had the audacity to say, we're surprised that you're still here this long, that nobody has gotten you. We're surprised that you're here. And so what I want to encourage athletes, that sometimes people will be surprised. Oh, he's still there. She's still going. She's still at it. He's still training. She's still running. They're going to be surprised at your tenacity. Let them be surprised, because you know what you're capable of doing. You know your work, and you're going to wait it out. You may not start when you get to the 9th grade. You may not be on varsity. When you get to the 10th grade, you may not be there, but your time is coming. If you put the work in, your time is going to come. Because the coach said, I talked to Coach Beeman, and he has such good things to say about you. Do you not know that sometimes your character can take you places that talent can't?
That's true.
You can have the talent, but if your character does not speak for you, if nobody can speak on your behalf, and I know sometimes we hear that your name is being mentioned in rooms where you're not even sitting. So when he's having a conversation with Coach Beeman about him, Jalen is not there. He's at home. He's waiting. He's with his family, hoping that is. But the coach, he did the crust of it for me. He said, we're going to prove the doubters wrong.
Yes.
Y'all slept on him. So when we got to him, he was there for us. He said, but we're going to prove the doubters wrong. So after I saw him give God all that he was due, all his praise and glory, it reminded me of the Shirley Caesar song. Oh, he not playing. Oh, he's not playing out there. This is for real. That was his for real praise.
Yeah.
So because that moment captured me, so here I go Googling. Who is this boy? Who is Jalen Kilgore? Come to find out, his dad is a pastor in Georgia. And he made a TikTok that said, Ma Duke said, no diploma, no draft. And he's holding up his diploma. He said, so I had to get it.
Wow.
So I was like, that was amazing. But one thing for sure, what his dad said, he was picked in round 3. You know, he said this was the most grueling thing to ever watch your child go through. He said, because deals are being made and things are shifting. People are putting up, going up and saying, okay, we're going to take this. We're going to change this over to that person. He said, and you have to watch your child go through. Well, I thought it was about to be my turn. He said, but when the draft people interviewed him, they said, you went in round 3. Everybody thought you would go higher than that. He said, well, my Lord and Savior rose on the 3rd day. So round 3 is all right with me. I was like, little boy, listen at you. But he said, the dad says, he says, I want him that when he walks into the Buffalo Bills to take everything that he has learned, everything he's been taught. You know, even the scripture says, remember the statutes of from your mother and your father, those good things that have been put in you, and you make the difference when you get to the Buffalo Bills. But when he said, my Lord and Savior on the 3rd day, and me being in the 3rd round, he said, that's all right with me. And so I loved I just loved everything about this young man and how it was the coach. Sometimes people can say things to you and they don't even realize what they're saying to you because sometimes they didn't always script what they're saying. So when they say it and it proceeds out their mouths, then when you take it and unpack it, he said, we're going to prove the doubters wrong. Those that stepped on you in round 1, round 2, and you were still there when we got to you. So shout out to the Kilgores. Jayla, I might even end up buying me a Buffalo Bill jersey, boy. I tell you the truth. You know, I don't know. I listened at the dad's first part of his sermon on that Sunday, and he said that he had on his Buffalo Bills hat. He said, I wore this hat today to show you what the Lord had done. He said, but now I'm gonna have to go buy me some thermals. It was really good. It's gonna be cold. But that was just amazing to see them go forth in the dance. I think Nina said it early, unashamed, unapologetic. This is who I believe, this who got me here, and I'm going to give to him in front of the world what I feel that is owed to him. So that was oh gosh, that was my best one, I know.
That was your best one. Now, which one was a tearjerker? Let me find if it was this one. Let me see what this one is.
On draft night, most prospects either go to the draft or
that one. Let me see. Let me see if it's this one.
With the 36th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Caden McDonald.
All right.
Defensive tackle, Ohio State.
With the 48th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select from the bloodline, Avion Terrell, DB, Clemson.
Yeah.
So those were best friends growing up. 12 rounds apart. They got drafted together.
Wow.
I thought that was amazing. And then when the guy said from the bloodline, that was his dad, his brother, and now him.
Oh, that's right, because his brother is already playing.
He's already playing. And they showed a clip of him watching his brother get drafted.
Right.
And how he just jumped around because he was younger than the brother, but that was amazing. But that the first young man, that was a big old boy, and baby, the softness of his heart. And that's what I tell women all the time. I don't care how hard the exterior is for these men. The heart is soft. It's not hard. It is not. Because that, oh my goodness, that baby cried. He really, really did. And but it told his mom she'll never have to work again.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, can I add something to that story? That the big boy that you were talking about, I believe, is Caden McDonald. Is that who you were talking about? Yeah. So I got a chance to speak with his mom on the podcast, and we had an amazing discussion because we spoke a while ago, and she was going to come on during the combine, and she said she said, I just he didn't have a good combine. So she said,
that's the one you were telling about.
That's the one. She said, we're going to have to regroup a little later. So naturally, you're going through this whole process and trying to help him to understand it's okay that this wasn't a good day, right? Because there's still tomorrow. And then he goes and he has a better pro day. But she just explained that he dropped a little, and his agent said to him, you still can go, but I just want to let you know, you may not go in the first round. You may go in the second. Do you still want to come? And he said, absolutely, because I've worked hard to get to this point, and whether it's the first round or the second round, God has given me an opportunity, and I'm going to be here to see it through. So they were there. They were there the first day. He didn't get called. And so naturally it was disappointing, but he stayed. And Roger Goodell called him himself and said, I want you to stay. So tomorrow you will have your moment. You'll have your opportunity. And the second day, he got a chance to walk up on that stage and celebrate being drafted number 36 now.
Wow.
So those tears were some real tears of understanding, that everything is not going to go exactly as planned. But like you said, if you trust in the Lord and that he's going to make a way, you ride it out, you cry it out if you have to, but you just show up so that he can do, you know what I mean? What he
can do.
Yes. And so that was a beautiful thing. And just imagine that, sitting there in the green room and then going, and it's cute because I saw him the next day. He's the one that had all of that suit that was custom made. And then I don't know that he had a backup suit.
Right.
It was a little more casual on the second day, but he was there, and that was such a beautiful thing. I was so happy for that family. And he's such a great kid. He had spoken Actually, he was invited to sit on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. And I was asking his mom, where did that come from? Like, you don't see a lot of guys, college guys on the show. But when he spoke, as you said, Big Mama, that heart was just so amazing.
Yeah,
The stuff that
yeah.
he's done in the community with the Ronald McDonald House, and just how sweet he is. But he's there to get to business. You know what I mean? He's a big old defensive tackle. So you're
Yes.
absolutely right. You can't judge a book by its cover, but these boys, they are starting to express more and more these days that they know they're covered by God. They're not ashamed of it. They're going to share it, and they're just really going to speak to others to help encourage them too. So I love it.
Yes, yes. So, usually around draft. Okay. So usually around draft, we usually have these clips about the girlfriend being on the couch and, if he's going to kiss the girlfriend before he kissed the mama. So I didn't see too many of that.
I didn't
but I
either.
did see one that kind of probably went viral. So we're going to show this real quick. Let me set it up right so we can see it. I think this is it. Okay.
See, it be those friends that just mess it all up, got you looking crazy.
I'm just glad that the underwear was black.
How about
and that
that?
Hopefully they were clean. Because I even be wondering when the kids walking around in their underwear is showing, I'm like, are they clean? I just wonder, are they clean underwear that you're showing?
That's hilarious.
So we just have to go out with that.
Nobody knew. You know me, I pay too much attention. I'll be making sure everybody is on point. We ain't having that.
Exactly. And I'm sure nobody thought that that he did, that it was that. And he's from LA. Now that wasn't him though. But he's from LA. Right. He went to King Drew Magnet and so he went to East LA college and then he went on to Arizona. But I don't know if that was a brother, a cousin.
Right. He got the whole
camera taken up and I saw that on my timeline because I guess I missed that. And it was meant for me to miss it because that was just like unbelievable. So I'm sure that mother and that father probably has he's probably the one that they always saying, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, So I'm sure he and they're a Nigerian family.
Oh.
So I can only imagine the level of discipline that he got from doing it. He didn't do it. It was just what he was wearing and how he was angled. So, and of course, America just pulled that on. They'll probably never look at the eggplant suits. They'll probably never look at the how cute Christy was in her outfit. And Karen Christie is from Texarkana, Arkansas.
Oh, really?
McDonald's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that is so that'll overshadow a whole lot. But hey, tonight we're bringing life to all of those that were just absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So great choices, Nina, to share with us because the guys, they really did look good, and mom was just right there as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say congratulations to everybody that was chosen in the draft, and congratulations to all the free agents that got the call after the draft, and congratulations to everyone who got the mini camp invite. And so, and we just wanted, just continue to encourage those who didn't get the call to keep your heads up and And, I just was like, acknowledge God in all your ways. Because, we as parents, we can only take our kids so far, and then we have to release them and let God do the rest. So we just covered the kids, their mental mind, their mental focus, those who had their hearts set in being drafted. And we just ask God to continue to order their steps. The steps are ordered. And yeah.
Can I make one quick?
Don't give up.
Absolutely, don't give up. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Miss Muhammad, the lady that you had on the show.
Oh.
We were talking with her and the fathers, and I just remember she was just so cool and calm and collected. And then when I found out about her family, I was like, okay, wait, she ain't new to this. She comes
Not at
from
all.
a sports, dynasty, with all of the cousins who are in the NFL. And I saw something recently where her son felt he needed to address people's comments about him not having a reaction when they called his name. And I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, they were saying like he just didn't seem like he was happy or whatever the case may be. And I totally didn't get that. It looked exactly like it was, and like he explained it. It was a moment of reality, that nobody can tell you how you can feel and how you would react at that moment. And he was just saying, I was just caught up in like, wow, this happened. We did it. And he said he didn't know how to act and what to do. And that's okay too. He's happy. He's worked hard many years, to get where he was. So I'm really happy for them and happy for her. And like you said, everybody else out there, because I know a lot of mamas whose son got the call and they're posting and they're just as happy because it's all about them being able to realize that dream, whether it's the first round or the last round or, a week or two or a month later. It is still a blessing.
Yes. And it's a blessing, you have to look at it as far as a blessing to have been able to play in college, because you have to take every little piece and rejoice, because not everybody got a scholarship, not everybody made the team to get the opportunity to even play in college. So you have to celebrate each level that you are in.
Yeah, I saw the Abdullah's niece, and she did a TikTok, and she says it was just so as a matter of fact, because like you said, the dynasty. She says, "Oh, I'm just at another one of my cousins been drafted to the right," and I thought, okay, so the family does have some extensive history in it. But like you said, she was just as cool and calm, and she was like, we're going, just and sometimes the reaction happens in the moment that you have, because all of this is orchestrated, right?
Right.
So before you really get the call. And so sometimes all of that emotion has gone then at that moment. So of course, when you hear it from Roger Goodell or whomever is making the announcement, it's just kind of, maybe it might be a little more subdued for him to like, okay, now it's real. And of course, my family we're going to react every time we hear it. So, it doesn't matter what you do. But there's only so much emotion that you have in a space of time of something. So when you get that call and you're talking to the coaches and they're like, okay, well, we're getting ready to do it. And, you can have your big moment at that moment that wasn't captured. And so when you're sitting with your family and then they call you, the announcer calls it, it's like, oh, okay, let me, it's my time.
Yeah.
But to watch, I want to say, was it Caden McDonald? Is that his name? McDonald? To watch him, I think he did. To watch him walk through that tunnel.
Yeah.
Every step felt like it weighed 1,000,000 pounds for him. Because I'm walking toward almost like a bride.
How about that?
I'm walking toward my destiny.
Yes.
And I'm making every step count.
Yes.
I'm living in every moment of every step. And I just looked at him and I could tell that he was just inhale, exhale at every step. Like I'm really here. Not that he wasn't not that he didn't have the skills, but when the reality sets in, that and you think about all the things that you had thought that had gone wrong. Like you said, you didn't have a good pro day.
Good
I mean a combine. I'm sorry, good combine. And so for the average person, that'll wash them out.
Yeah. That
But
would have
his
prevented them from
tenacity,
going.
his determination. You know what? Yeah, let me keep going. Let me keep going. I'm sure his mom and other people was in his ear. It's just one bad day. Is that what you said? Just one bad day.
Right. That doesn't determine your future because you got here. You were invited to the combine because of what you can do. And so everybody has those moments and you do have to keep your head up. And it just shows, like you said, it just shows the weight that he's carrying and how he's carrying it. You know what I mean? With strength and dignity and just persevering. And that's what we have to do. Yeah.
I loved it.
Me
I made
too.
a Facebook post today that as long as you have a pulse, God has a plan.
Okay. I need to hear that.
And believe me, anything I post, it comes to the messenger first. It has slapped me upside my head or whatever. But as long as you have a post, God has a plan. And if we could wrap our minds around that and let him be the infinite God he is, and let him allow him to work those things for us. So just encouraging everybody in whatever sport you're in.
Yes.
That junior high school person, the one that's leaving middle school, who is the star, that may come to high school and have to sit for a minute. But and that's gonna be that affects your mentality, your mental state of mind. So we definitely, when we come back next season, we really want to keep weighing in on mental health because Kilgore's dad was saying, watching him, you know how they give the round to somebody else, another team, and you know how they said, okay, well, we're gonna trade, and he said they keep trading up and trading up. He said you got to watch your kid go through all of this because wait, I thought I was next. They traded. And somebody's got to call you back to tell you. He's saying to watch them go through that mental, you can only imagine.
That's tough. And imagine sitting there. Yeah, imagine sitting there in the green room and you sit there the whole day. We've seen that a couple of times. And these are top tier players. Sit there the whole day and then have to go home. That's a lot to deal with. So you are so right, Big Mama. The mental aspect, they talk about the sport anyway being 90% mental, then the other is the physical, and I'm sure there's that balance in there somewhere, but the mental aspect is everything.
And you guys, I don't know if y'all saw, it's a quarterback that was part of the Heisman finalists.
Yes.
And he's doing a whole lot of talk about how he did not get drafted, and he want to have Trump to have it redraft, and just that expectation that automatically, if you're in that level,
he is desperate. He is mental. You want Trump to do it for you?
Okay. You want Trump to declare a redraft, but just because he was in the Heisman finalist, he automatically expected to be drafted, and he didn't.
Well, speaking of the Heisman finalists, can we give a shout out to Fernando Mendoza? That young man, he's something else. I mean, he is he seems to be a man of faith, and I truly believe it, seeing it. And I mean, he just seems to be so good and so wholesome. And I just love his family dynamic. I mean, look at them. They were, I love the way that they came together. They're always sharp. They just look so rich.
They was all in suits at the house.
All in suits at the house, and the mama had on her beautiful like silky
gown
pants, you know, and then everybody always highlights how, because she's not able to stand and cheer, the father sits with her. He might get up for a second and hug or do something, and he's there by his wife's side. And that, to me, their family dynamic is amazing. And so I just want to, you know, give kudos to him too for being number one in the draft. I feel that he did deserve that for sure. Everybody else feels that too, I'm sure. And then the way he chose to be home, because his mama wasn't able to come and enjoy all of the other festivities, you know, out there. So they stayed home and they celebrated as they should. And they looked wonderful, and I was very happy for them too. Yeah.
They sure did. They sure did.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That certainly was. But it was a great draft, and
it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
It was. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us. Like we said, if you like the video, share it. If you know a mom that needs to be over here to be able to hear us or be a part of what we're doing, tag them. Tell somebody what them sports moms over there doing. Them older sports moms. You know, we are older, and it's up to us to give back, to share the wisdom to the younger generation. And that's why we're still in it. If y'all wondering, what are them older women doing? We're doing what we're supposed to be doing, what we're called to do. And that's to give the wisdom of what we learned when raising up our kids. We're coming to share it with you guys, and we're bringing other people on the show to share with you as well. So, all right, you guys, we're going to end on a couple of videos. And ladies, thank you so much. You guys have anything else to say before we end?
Good to see y'all, as always.
Yeah, I love hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, same here.
All right, you guys, let me see y'all later.
Hate me if you want. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I won't change who I am just to fit through your door. It is what it is. I made peace with that. 0 fucks to give. And I'm not looking back. I don't care. You can talk all night when I'm not around. I'm staying busy building something real on solid ground. I'd rather stand alone with my truth intact than bend my spine again just to earn you back. I don't